Hey,
Let's address it
grab your coffee
with Haley.
and Cody.
We're here today with Hannah. She is one of our models who does photo shoots, and you see her in some of the video content on our social media pages. Welcome, Hannah.
Hello, happy to be here.
Yes. So we just got done actually with a photo shoot today, and we would love to kind of talk about how you got into the world of modeling.
Sure. Well, pretty much even in high school, I had friends that were photographers and they would just ask me to shoot with them. But it wasn't until about probably after high school, I was about 21 or 22, and I had a friend who was like, "Hey, there's a agency that's doing open calls. You should go." So I went and they signed me, and that's how it happened.
Easy as that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So how long have you been in modeling then?
I would say about 6 years now.
Oh, that's
Okay.
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And how did you get into the wedding shop?
So one of your employees, Danny, shared that you guys were doing a casting call, and I was like, I'm gonna try to do it, even though bridal was like the last thing I thought I'd ever do because I have lots of tattoos, and usually they want a very blank canvas for bridal, and so this is very fun, and I'm very happy and grateful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to say, like, when we saw your photo, I'm like, that's the bride that we do see. You know what I mean? Like, there's just brides all over, and we get so many different types of brides. And I love when brides come in and look like themselves. And so when we saw you with the tattoos, I'm like, yep.
Definitely.
I'm very happy. I will say you guys do a really good job of getting people, like, not just one type of model. It's very diverse. Do a really good job with that, yeah.
We try and capture the type of clientele that we have. So we want to make sure that all of our brides feel represented and seen and heard. And we have almost 1,500 dresses. So we have a dress for almost every bride, and we need that to be seen.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So what has been, like, your favorite photo shoot you've done so far?
I would say there's two. We did one that was like a really big e-commerce one. That was a long day, but it was so fun, and I'm very excited to see those photos. Yeah. And but also we went to the Lincoln Art Park, and there's graffiti everywhere, and there's train tracks, and Reese had me go on a skateboard, and luckily in the dress I didn't fall, but I almost really hurt myself after the fact, but that's okay.
Hopefully, you had you sign a disclaimer. No? Good. We'll make that up next.
Okay. I should have wore a helmet. I had one in my car. It's my fault.
I love that you had one in your car. Like, you were prepared.
Oh, no, I roller skate, so I've always got one in my car.
You should have done that too.
Hey, next time.
Okay.
We'll have to go to a rink. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fun.
That would be really fun. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Pocketing that away.
Do you feel like modeling wedding dresses, do you feel like it's kind of changed the way you view bridal or even like your style?
For sure. I feel like I'm a tomboy, so, and I've kind of been leaning into more feminine looks, so definitely wearing a lot of wedding dresses will do that to you.
Yeah.
And because I always feel like a little princess when I come here. But for like my future wedding, I don't know, there's so many, like every time I put on a dress, honestly, it's like, this is the one. But personally, I really enjoy the corset ones with like a really big dress. Today I had one that had really big hips. That was really fun. But I also do love the more, I don't know what the silhouette's called, but when it's
Slimmer fit.
yeah, but and like when there's like cinching, but yeah, that's pretty much my favorites.
I feel like every time we've put you in something that has a larger bottom and we're getting you zipped up, you're like, wow.
That's so interesting because it's like polar opposite of how you're describing yourself, you know what I mean? Which is really cool to hear and like good for our brides to hear. Like it could be that total wild card that you just don't know.
Yeah.
Try them on.
Even when I see one on the hanger, I'm like, okay. But then I put it on, I'm like, yeah, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
When we had another model in here today too who put a dress on, and she got married a few years ago, and she even said to me, she's like, this one surprised me. This is definitely not something I would have picked for myself, but I kind of looked at her. I said, so if a stylist brought it in, though, you'd give it a shot? She's like, yeah, I'm really pleasantly surprised.
I feel like that happens a lot.
Yeah. I think it's interesting too, even after being married. And I know, Hannah, you're not married, but after being married, you put a dress on and you're like, oh, this is cute. I put an Esty dress on the one time we were trying on dresses, and I was like, oh, snap. Like, I look good.
Well, I feel like the construction's getting better over the years and over the years. So have there been any dresses where like the shape totally surprised you when it was like on the hanger and then seeing it on where you're like, oh, that is a big difference?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's always very surprising. Even like when, we do clips, gotta make it fit. And then it's like, oh, yeah, I see it now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's
Definitely.
one that I put on.
Do you want to bring the dog in?
Yeah.
Little baby.
Thanks, Hannah, for coming in. Thanks,
Surprise
Jazzy,
wrap-up.
for surprising us. And that's it.
Yeah, tune in next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, leave any comments if there's any topics you want us to cover, and we'll see you next time.